£6 a pair prescription glasses from Select Specs. Proud sponsors of the Wonderbirds and the Case of the Dead Agent. Get yours at selectspecs.com. Previously on Wonderbirds Investigates,
actor Dean Gaffney discovered the dead body of his agent.
Slimy Piers Roscoe. It soon transpires that Dee, although previously denying it, knew Piers Roscoe.
And he cheated her out of £50,000.
No measly amount.
And to make matters worse, Dee saw Piers on the night he was murdered.
Her story was that he was after sex.
And she was after her 50 grand.
Dee denied that she had anything to do with the murder,
despite admitting to having threatened the dead man.
But Dee wasn't the only Wonderbird who had ties to Piers Roscoe.
There was someone else who also knew him.
And that was Sherry.
You could have told us, Sherry.
So you could suspect me?
We would suspect you because you didn't tell us. Why were you at his office?
It's private.
You're going to have to do better than that.
It was the night he died. We all deserve an explanation.
Dean Gaffney and Dee are both in the fray. You have to come clean about what you know. Why were you there?
I was there to break it off with him.
Break what off with him?
What do you think?
Oh,
you were seeing that snake in the grass? Oh, don't get smart with me. I didn't give him 50 grand for a film he'd read about in Empire.
But you were making the beast with two backs.
Oh, let's not all go all Shakespearean just now.
Sorry.
I thought he was serious. And I thought he was serious when he said he loved me.
Oh, he said he loved you?
Yes.
Oh, and you believed him?
You heard Dee. He was very persuasive.
Love is blind. And lovers cannot see what pretty follies that themselves commit.
Harriet, please.
Just commenting.
Comment by all means, but not in iambic pentameter.
It wasn't.
Was he your agent? Is that how you knew him? No. When I met him, I didn't even know he was an agent. I was doing a PA.
Where?
St. Helens, Costco. Look, I was being well paid. They were opening a new refrigeration section. Well, their words, not mine. They wanted someone to warm it up a bit. Don't tell me he was lurking in the cold carts waiting to pounce. He wasn't even there. The manager of the store, she asked me to dinner as a thank you.
Don't feel obliged, but I've booked a table at Colours Restaurant. I think it's the best food in St. Helens.
That would be nice.
Well, I'll get an Uber to pick you up at 7:30. You're in the Premier Inn, aren't you?
Yes, that's right.
Very smart.
And you went?
Oh, yes, I went. Car picks me up and I end up in this restaurant where I wait and I wait and I wait until the maitre d' comes across and tells me I've been stood up. My host had rang the restaurant with the excuse that her 9-year-old had had an earache.
Poor excuse.
That's what I thought, but I didn't care because it just meant I had an early night. I was about to leave when...
Hi.
Oh, hello. I have to admit, there was a certain something about him.
Sorry, I couldn't help overhearing that your date is unable to make it.
Oh, she wasn't my date.
Whatever. You, like me, have been stood up.
I wouldn't exactly say I've been stood up.
Well, I have. And my date didn't even have the courtesy to let me know.
Well, that's not very nice.
No, but I thought if you'd have dinner with me, then the night would be far from wasted.
He was right. He said his name was Alex Murphy.
Not Piers Roscoe.
No, that came later.
Oh.
He told me he worked...
In the city.
Why are you in St. Helens?
I own St. Helens Rugby Club. I don't make every game, but, I make as many as I can.
The Total Wicked Stadium.
Yes, that's right.
Cool name for a stadium.
Well, Totally Wicked are our biggest sponsors. 30 years ago, it would have been Benson and Hedges or Rothmans. Now it's a vaping company.
Time moves on.
Which is why you must never waste a second of it, Sherry. At this moment, I want time to stand still. I want this night to never end.
And you fell for that.
Honestly, Dee, you are in no position to criticise.
I've got to tell you, I'd have gone for it.
But I didn't actually go for it. Well, not there and then. He wore me down with flowers and gifts, and they didn't stop coming.
I'm guessing something went wrong.
Yes. Out of the blue, I got a visit from the manager of Costco. She arrived on my doorstep one evening.
You're not going to want to hear this.
I hadn't a clue what she was going to say.
It's about Alex.
You know Alex?
Oh, yeah. I know him. And for a start, Alex isn't his real name. Alex Murphy was a famous rugby league player for St. Helens.
Why is he using a false name?
Because he was conning you. The nearest he's got to one in the club is paying to see a game.
I don't get it.
He's an agent. He'd heard they were planning a new series of Benidorm, and he had an actress on his books, right, that he was trying to seduce. Actually, had seduced by promising her a part in Benidorm. Your part.
My part? How is he going to do that?
With a sucker punch. He gets you hooked, right? Then he reels you in and tells you he's taking you on a 6-month vacation to the Caribbean. First class, best hotels, the works. You say you can't go because of Benidorm. He's offering you the world, tells you to forget about acting because that's a mug's game. You turn down Benidorm, he arranges to meet you at the airport and doesn't show up. His actress gets the part and you're left high and dry.
Obviously, he doesn't know much about actors. There is no way I'd turn down a job to go anywhere with anybody.
He did all that just so he could get one of his clients some work.
That's what she said.
He's obsessive. He has something to prove. You know, he used to be an actor that became a failed actor. And who did he blame? His agent.
He was probably just crap.
Yeah, probably. But he wanted to show everyone that it wasn't his fault. So he became an agent. He told every actor he took on that they would never stop working. He thought by doing that, it would vindicate his failure.
That's not obsessive. That's just pathetic.
Didn't know they were doing another series of Benidorm. I'll get my agent onto it.
They're not. It was just one of those industry rumours.
So it was all a waste of time.
Exactly.
At least you didn't lose 50 grand.
No, but I lost something far more important, Dee. My pride.
So why did this manageress suddenly decide to tell you this?
He used me to get to meet you. Because it was me he'd promised the part. But then I found out I was one of 5 actresses he'd already lined up. And I wasn't even his first choice. That was the end.
So what is his real name?
Piers Roscoe.
Well, Mr. Roscoe has a shock coming.
Just walk away. The man's insane.
I'm not going to let him get away with it. Where can I find him?
Try his office.
So you went and confronted him. You wanted your revenge.
I wanted to murder him. But, I mean, not murder him for real, of course. Figuratively.
But you were at his office that night.
Yes, I was there.
And you argued. He's in with a BAFTA and got out of there.
No. He was dead when I got there. Somebody had beaten me to it. I thought it was you. Because just as I arrived, you were leaving.
It wasn't me, I've told you.
Okay, but you must realise how dodgy you look.
Can't go around accusing each other. That'll get us nowhere. There's one villain in this piece, and it's Piers Roscoe. He obviously makes his money using all types of scams.
Yes, like films that don't exist, owning rugby clubs.
Having 2 names.
I think there's more than 2. The actress manager of Costco told me,
If you see the name, Sebastian Swede. Stay well clear. That is also Piers Roscoe, alias Alex Murphy.
Sebastian Sweet.
You know him?
I know him all right.
Find out what happens in the next episode of The Case of the Dead Agent, sponsored by Select Specs.
I'm shocked by the level of quality.
They feel really good quality, they don't feel cheap at all.
That's right, £6 a pair, prescription glasses at selectspecs.com.